My partner made everyone believe he was dying of cancer, but after he walked out on me and our baby, I exposed the truth, and now every woman he's lied to knows he used his fake illness to get what he wanted. So my partner told me when we first got together that he has cancer, and if his operation doesn't go well, it could be terminal. He said his treatments have also made him infertile, so imagine our shock and joy when we found out I was expecting at the start of 2024. We now have a beautiful 5-month-old daughter who is perfectly healthy and thriving, and he is in remission. My pregnancy was difficult and lonely because of all the intense treatments he went through while waiting for his operation. I did a lot on my own, knowing he desperately needed this to have the best chance possible of shrinking his tumor before having it removed so we can have a long happy life together as a family. He is currently living with his mom while he is in recovery so that it takes the pressure off me caring for both him and our baby until he is well enough to move into our new home with us. He still comes to our house and we go to his mom's all the time so our baby isn't missing him, and on Wednesdays he has his daddy-daughter days where it is just the two of them to make sure they are bonding well, and so he has the practice until he is well enough to care for her at home full time, and give me a little break too. Last week we had an attempted break-in at the house. I asked him to come over and stay here while I'm waiting for the locks to be changed because I'm scared, but he wouldn't. I was talking to his mom too, who slipped up telling me he wasn't home. Long story short, this is Reddit. I'm sure you can see where this is going. We argued for almost 2 days before my suspicions became too much and I went to Facebook. It took me less than an hour to find the first 2 women. During my pregnancy I was suspicious of a lot of things and put it all down to my hormones, as he would continuously tell me that I am paranoid and hurting him when I asked. One thing my paranoia just wouldn't let up about was his cancer and his treatments. I asked his mom about it, who told me he doesn't have cancer but he is having treatments. He has an autoimmune disease which he receives transfusions for. Very serious but nowhere near terminal and no operations required. She also informed me he was in rehab, not the hospital. He was addicted to coke and was trying to recover for me and our baby. I never mentioned to him that I knew. I assumed it was the embarrassment of wanting to get clean without me knowing so he could be a good partner and dad. I was so proud of him for getting the help that I never spoke about it. With his autoimmune disease, his man explained how brutal this has been for him and that he did have chemo a few years back, so maybe that's why he's confused. Pregnancy brain is a real thing, or maybe I'm just too blindly in love because I accepted this and never questioned it again. After discovering the first 2 women, I sent my partner a message telling him to let his girlfriend know I'm asking after her and not to bother coming home anymore. I've had the locks changed from the break-in so he can't get in anyway. He was getting panicky and started begging me to answer the phone and let him come see me so he could explain everything. I started to see everything for what it was for the first time and realized how long he had been gaslighting me for, and told him no. Realizing he couldn't get through to me and now aware I was trying to contact his girlfriend, he panicked and went to her instead. During that time, I found a photo she had shared of the 2 of them and shared it to my profile with the caption, "Can someone please ask this woman to contact me?" She instantly blocked me, but her sister got in touch with me instead. Apparently the family have never trusted him and knew something was wrong. This affair is serious enough to have met the family. She says he has told her not to speak to me as I'm a deranged stalker he slept with once years ago and have been hunting him down trying to convince people my baby is his. I send her a photo of the birth certificate and us in hospital together to show her sister before he can lie to her anymore. During this, I'm also messaging another woman who is pissed at what he has done and is helping me with all the information she is aware of. She tells me he broke her heart by cheating on her without even knowing he was cheating on me too. So far I have the current timeline. Chemo in March? A 19-year-old. Rehab in April to July? A woman of an appropriate age this time but also cheating on her. August to now? His 20-year-old girlfriend. I then find out his emergency cancer medication that he had to leave for in the middle of labor was actually the fact my 2 failed epidurals, screaming in agony begging the doctors to help because I thought I was dying while the emergency team rushed in to place extra monitors on our baby in distress was actually just a huge turn-on for him, so he needed to go sleep with a 20-year-old before making it back just in time to kiss me before I went into emergency surgery. This was Sunday, it is now Saturday the following week. I made a post on Facebook calling out my partner for his actions, with photographs, medical notes and evidence, and asking people to leave me alone on Tuesday after 48 hours of no sleep, multiple calls to the crisis team and a barrage of harassment from his friends and family who want to sue me for character defamation. If this was a regular affair, I'd lick my wounds and move on, but I have now learned I have been leaving my daughter alone with a drug addict who is claiming he doesn't know me or his daughter to others but demanding custody rights to me. Tens of women have now come forward who have also dated him during our relationship with no idea of me or each other. This is obviously really shitty, but what upsets me the most is that I noticed the pattern. He has told every single one of these women that he has cancer and can't get them pregnant. I said my labor and delivery was difficult. I was induced due to an infection I had. My GP had told me I had an STI, and although I understood and took the treatment and was induced, my madly in love pregnancy brain never accepted it as an STI until I went back this week and checked my hospital discharge notes, and it was there in big bold letters. Sensitive, partner STI. He has been telling women that he has cancer and can't get them pregnant so they don't need protection, which led to an STI which almost unalived me and his daughter in labor, and he wasn't even there to be with us because he was sleeping with a young girl who also believes he has cancer. I decided to let everyone know that he in fact does not have cancer by using a screenshot of his mom's messages. All the women he has slept with to make sure they take a pregnancy and STI test, all his friends who he has been guilting for years over his condition, and also social services and the police for sexual endangerment. Me and my daughter now have safeguarding in place for us from a local organization for women leaving abusive relationships, so I feel very safe to reveal the truth about him and make sure all of his partners are safe and informed, seeing as he couldn't uphold his legal obligation of declaring an STI. I guess his postpartum girlfriend will do it for him. I have also had contact from many of his old friends, band members and ex-partners who have all gave me testimonies to use for the police and as backup for if his mother does in fact try to sue me. This man has been lying and manipulating women for over 9 years. So far everyone is now aware of his lies and I am waiting for my in-person meeting with the police. I can't imagine any updates from here as it will only be a legal battle that probably can't be shared, but if anything else of interest comes too, I will make sure to write about it. Edit to add. Oh, also, my partner is a primary school teacher. Some of OP's relevant comments. Commenter asks about past reports and why nothing was done. OP, it's come to light this week that his ex-partners have been reporting him for years to no avail. His mom is on the school board and her best friend is his head teacher. I'm hoping with the added element of social services this time and an investigation into child endangerment for our daughter, they can't sweep it under the carpet any longer. Commenter asks if authorities were involved. OP, we're in the UK. His complaints have been escalated to Lotto in the past, which is basically our version of what controls the school's judgment over any dangerous situations, but nothing happened. One of his exes have gave me all the details of their report to push that they ignored her and it's escalated to this. Commenter suggests exposing him online. OP, he deleted his Facebook after I made a post on there. He is the most convincing person you have ever met, but for the first time, someone proved him wrong by posting medical evidence and he couldn't take it. I'm waiting on approval to join Prick Advisor UK, and are we dating the man same northeast to warn all the other women I couldn't find myself. Commenter asks what STI he passed and if the baby was tested. OP, at the time I refused further testing in denial and regret it so much. I was just given a course of antibiotics and because my symptoms went, they left it at that for me. All I know is from the STI being untreated for so long I ended up with strep group B2, which is why I needed to be induced, so I was on an antibiotic drip when my waters were broken so my baby would be safe. She's perfectly healthy and faced no issues luckily. I think I've been lucky and whatever is was must not have turned to an STD because my medical documents only say partner STI. We also haven't slept together for a very long time now after my surgery, so I know I'm at least safe now. Commenter asks how he was able to juggle everything. OP, he would disappear from time to time and switch his phone off a lot, and not living together was a huge help for him. He would tell me he needed set days and time etc. as he can only work in routines for his recovery. Obviously I can look back now and see that really, he just needed to know which girl was where and when. I've been told by multiple people now that he will often just don't turn up to work because he's on a bender or at a woman's house, and I was kept in the dark because his mom's best friend is the head teacher and would cover for him. Commenter says their ex also faked cancer, was a drug addict, and abused them. OP, if he lives in the UK and used to be in a feminist punk band then there's a good chance. I'm so sorry for your experience and hope you've healed. X. Commenter suggests warning parents and exposing the school's involvement. OP, sadly I think parents are aware and not receiving help from the school in the situation. One woman he dated during the summer and she realized who he was when she went to drop her child off at school in September. She's been updating me to let me know that he wasn't seen in school for multiple days after my health visitors and social worker began the reports on Monday, but he was back in half a day Friday. Update, the next day, 9 hours later, I've spoken to the police this morning. There is nothing they can do unless they find the drugs on his person in the school, so nothing is stopping him from snorting a line before he starts work as long as he takes nothing else with him. They've implied the loophole is that they catch him behind the wheel and if some reported him driving on substances they could catch him that way. They said they can confirm that multiple reports and investigations have begun before even my report, so they are unable to share much information with me, even though he case involves me, but they told me it is imperative I apply for Clare's Law and have helped me with the application. It can take up to 10 days for my in-person meeting to provide my documents, and then it can take several weeks for the information to be shared with me. Knowing what I do already, I feel sick that they have told me how important it is for me to make this application. I can't believe in a few weeks, he's going to discuss me even further when I receive his police records. My only silver lining is that once I have the police reports, on top of my medical reports, he doesn't stand a chance in family court and me and my girl will be free to restart our lives together. Also another little note, I've been looking for family court advice in a mom support group and have been informed that luckily she's only 5 months old and any name changes can be made before 6 months with only one parent's consent and the witnesses don't need to be his choice, so I will be removing his surname and his grand's name from her middle name, for her to take my surname and not have any more ties to his family. I just wanted to put an apology in here as well as a lot of people have commented on my poor writing. I am a new ma'am who was lacking sleep even before any of this came to light. Everything I've wrote has basically been just a big vent from me. I know I'm no novelist, but I still apologize if it's been difficult to read. Second update, 2 days later, I have managed to provide enough evidence of substance use and emotional blackmail to the police to have a domestic abuse case opened. This is going straight past the school to the highest authority to keep him away from children. This is huge news and gives me such a relief in knowing my child and others will be safe, but I still have that awful feeling of guilt for him. Just 2 weeks ago we called each other bride and groom. I think it's going to take a while to grieve the person I thought I knew while dealing with the one I know now. I hope this is the point he actually goes to rehab instead of lying about it and can find happiness and restart his life. I don't think I want to make any more updates now. I am unbelievably grateful for the kind words and advice, but I originally just wrote this to get my emotions out of my head to help me sleep better. Thank you for letting me get this all off my chest. I didn't expect so many of you to be interested. I think me and my little girl are going to be okay.